Chapter 13 Solutions. Exercise 13.55. To what volume should you dilute 60 milliliters of a 5.6 molar potassium iodide solution so that 20 milliliters of the diluted solution contains 3.70 grams of Ki? So based on this piece of information, we can calculate the number of moles of Ki in 20 milliliters of solution. And then we can calculate the concentration of this diluted solution. Given the concentration and the number of moles of Ki in this original solution, we'll be able to compute the volume of the diluted solution. So over here, the multiplication of the volume and the molarity will give us the number of moles of potassium iodide in the original solution. So we'll just calculate the concentration first. We have 3.70 grams of Ki divided by the molar mass of Ki, potassium 39.1, iodine is 126.9. Now we have the number of moles of Ki in 20 milliliters. So divided by 20 milliliters, which is 0.02 liters, we'll get the concentration of this diluted solution. And this multiplied by the volume of the diluted solution, so times V is equal to the number of moles of Ki in the original solution. It's just because the amount of Ki does not change after we dilute this original solution. Now, how can we get the number of moles? It's pretty easy. It's the volume in liters, 0.06 liters, multiplied by 5.6 molar. 5.6 molar is 5.6 moles per liter. Alright, this is the setup. Again, on the right hand side, we have the amount of Ki in the original solution. Over here we have the amount of Ki after the dilution, because the amount of Ki should not change in the dilution process. So again, this is the amount of Ki in the diluted solution. Now we have the volume of the diluted solution and the concentration of the diluted solution. Now, how to solve this using a calculator? We can multiply both sides by 0.02. So I'm going to multiply this by 0.02, and this side also multiplied by 0.02. I remove the denominator, so this is what I'm trying to solve. And then both sides divided by whatever in the pair of parentheses. Alright. Now we have the volume. This volume is in liters. We'll have 0.3 liters. To convert it to milliliters, we need to multiply the value in liters by 1,000. So it's going to be 301 milliliters. So you can see this Mastering Chemistry also calculated the number of moles of Ki in this 20 milliliters diluted solution, this much, and this much divided by 20 milliliters or 0.02 liters, you get the molarity, and this is 1.11 moles per liter. And then finally, they computed the volume of the diluted solution. They used this equation, but this equation originates from the conservation of the amount of potassium iodide before versus after the dilution process.